An object in JavaScript represents a class in object-oriented programming. In every object-oriented programming, an object represents an object in JavaScript represents a class in object-oriented programming. We will see in our object-oriented programming, class consists of so many objects. Has same of that, an object in Java is also represents a class in object-oriented programming. And it defines a prototype for creating of instances. It is a collection of members like we will be having properties, methods, constructors in our object type. We will make a note about this. It defines a prototype for creating of instances. It is a collection of members like properties, methods, constructors, comma, etc. And it encapsulates all the members in brackets. This is a next. JavaScript objects are by default static in nature. JavaScript objects are by default static in nature. Hence, you can access the members directly by using object name. This is about JavaScript object type. We will see an example of JavaScript object type. Just open Visual Studio Code. Create a new file, JavaScript, new file a14.html. Inside this, doc type HTML. Inside we have head section and body section. In head section, we have script tag. function f1. Inside this function I will create a variable, then I will use object type. Inside this I will create properties like id 1 and name. Samsung TV and price 45,053. And next is in stock, false. Next quantity 3, ship to Delhi and Hyderabad. Then I will use a property called total inside this function. So this function is returning product dot quantity into product dot price. I have created a property total. For this property I am writing a function. This function returns product dot quantity. Like for example, I want to buy 2 Samsung TVs. Then it will calculate product dot quantity. I am buying 3 Samsung TVs. Then 3 into product dot price. It will calculate with my price 45,000. 3 into 45,000 will be returned to my total property. Next way I will create if condition inside this product dot is in stock double equal to true. Stock is equal to available. Stock is equal to out of stock. If product dot is in stock is true, then my stock will be, for my stock property I will assign a value available. If product dot is in stock is false, now it is in false because stock is not there, then it will return out of stock as a output for my stock property. Then I want to print this using document dot write. Inside this document dot write, first I want to print id product dot id. Next I want to print name, product dot name. Price, I want to print product dot price. Next I want to use line break. After this I want to print is in stock or not. Then my stock property name is stock. Next I want to use line break. After this I will write ship to. Here I want to print product dot ship to. Next I want to use br. Total amount. I want to print total amount. For total amount I have to use object name dot property name product dot total. Total is a function which is returning my total value. Just save it and we have to call our function f1. Save it, Ctrl S, go to browser. Just save it. Our web page name is a14.html. Go to browser, a14.html. Then our product details is executed in our web page. Our ID 1, name Samsung TV, price is in stock, out of stock, ship to Hyderabad, Delhi, total amount 1,35,000 something. This is how we can use object type in our HTML. Next we will see a real world example of our object type. I want to create a new HTML page, a15.html, doc type HTML, HTML, head section, body section. Inside body section I want to create a table div. Inside this div I will create a table. Inside this table we will see the same image slider but with object type. How we can change our image dynamically by using object type. So in table I will create table row, Inside this table row, I will create table data. Inside this table data, I want to create image tag img src. I will not give any address here. I want to send address dynamically from my JavaScript. I will give an ID for this image element, pic. Then I will give width as 200, height also 200. Then we will use one more table row. I will create a table data. I want to see product name, product ID first. TD. I have to give ID for this. Like I will give prod ID. Just copy it, paste. We have product ID and product name. For product name, I will give ID as name, prod name. Next we have product price. For product price, I will give ID as prod price. Then I will create one more div tag. Inside this div tag, I will use input tag, type. I will give type as range, ID, txt range, min 0, max 3, value 0. Then I will use onChange function, onChange event. Inside this, I will call the function which I have written in my script code. Now just go to head section, create a script tag. Inside the script tag, I will write a function show products. Inside this function, I will create a variable var products. Inside this, I will create a array of object types. So we will use properties, ID, 1, comma, name, Samsung TV, comma, price 45,000, comma, photo, and we have image of Samsung TV as Samsung 01.jpg. So I will create two more products like this. ID has 2, I will name it as iPhone. Price I will give as some 80,000, and our image address is iphone.jpeg. Next I will create third ID with name. We have Nike shoe. I will price it as, I will give price as some 3,000, and our photo and our image name is Nike.jpg. Nike.jpg. These three product details I have to see in my browser by using range. Dynamically I want to change product details. How we can do, we will see now. After creating our product details, just create a var pick variable document dot get element by id pick var txt range document dot get element by id txt range. Next we will create one more variable prod id is equal to document dot get element by id prod id. Next I will create one more variable var prod name is equal to document dot get element by id prod name. Var prod price is equal to document dot get element by id prod price. Next I want to change my image dynamically, so that's the reason in my pick variable I am using src is equal to products array txt range dot value. Whenever my txt range value is changing from my products object arrays, I want to change my photo. Next prod id dot inner html is equal to products array txt range dot value dot id. So whenever my text range dot value is changing from 0 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, by using that number I am forwarding to my products array. Products array for example consists of text range number has changed to 1. Then my products array inside text range dot value will be 1. Then it will go to my products array. My text range dot value is 1. That means whatever in our index number, in my index number 1 is having id to iPhone. This will be executed. From this I want to take only a id property. That's the reason I am giving dot id to my prod id. Then this id number 2 will be stored in my prod id variable that will be visible in my browser, because my prod id I have given to my table data. This is how we can get dynamically our images and object values from JavaScript. Same thing you have to do for product name. Prod name dot inner HTML is equal to products txt range dot value dot name. Prod price dot inner HTML is equal to products dot products txt range dot value dot price. So for table I want to give some dimensions, like width is equal to 500 and height is equal to we don't need to give height. Border I will give us 2. Cell spacing 4. Cell padding 4. Then I will align it to center. Now I have to call my function show products from my onChange event. Show products. Just save it, Ctrl S, go to browser, refresh it. Our page name is, we have done with our program. What we are doing here is, we are creating a table. Inside this table, I want to see image and product image and product related information in this table. Dynamically, when this range is changing, I want to change my product details dynamically. That's the reason I'm using range here. Whenever my range value is changing from 0 to 1, 1 to 2 till 3, by using my onChange event, I'm calling my show products function. Then control goes to show products function. Inside show product functions, I'm having 3 products with images. I want to see this 3 products dynamically whenever my text range is changing. That's the reason I'm creating a 3 variables like pick and product ID, product name and product price and text range. First, whatever my text range value is changing from 0 to 1, I'm storing in text range. Then by using pick.src products array text range dot value. In my text range variable, I have value as 1. That 1 will be stored in my array, products array. Then in my products array, in my first index, I have Samsung TV and Samsung product related information. From this information, I want to store this photo property in my pic.src. Whenever I am calling .photo here, this Samsung 01.jpg will be stored in my src property of my pic variable. Then inside my pic, this photo will be stored. That pic and this Samsung 01 image will be visible in my browser, because I'm using document.getElementById pic. By using this, that src image location will be forwarded here dynamically. Then that image will be appeared here. Same thing is happening for product ID, product name and product price. All these 3 variables are, I'm dynamically storing my product values by using textstring.value index number. Whenever this index number is changing, my ID and my name and price from my products I'm storing in these three variables: product ID, product name, and product price. That's the reason. Just save it, Ctrl S, go to browser, go to our web page a15.html. Whenever you are changing text range, then I have changed the text range. It is showing me iPhone, product ID 2, product name iPhone, product price 80,000, and I'm changing my range. It is showing me Nike shoe, product ID 3, product name Nike, product price 3000. This is how we can work with object type in our JavaScript. Thank you. Next we will discuss about a regular expression. What is regular expression in JavaScript? A regular expression is used to validate the format of input value. For example, user is typing a password. By using regular expression, you have to show to user that password should be alphanumeric. If user is typing only alphabets, you have to show password should be alphanumeric, and password should be strong, password should be weak. All those validation you can get by using regular expression. It is a group of meta characters and quantifiers. We will discuss about all those meta characters and quantifiers. Regular expression is used to validate the format of input value. It is a group of meta characters and quantifiers enclosed in double slash expression. And also a regular expression is verified with input value by using the function match. We have a predefined function match. We will see a real world example how we can develop a password verification by using regular expression. First we will make a note about this. A regular expression is verified with input value by using the function match. It returns boolean true if the value matches a regular expression. The meta characters and quantifiers used to build expressions are shown below. I will show you what are the meta characters and quantifiers used to build our expressions. These are meta characters and description. What this meta character is going to do, what this meta characters will do, those we will discuss in our description page. In description side, we have caps A to Z. This meta character we use in our regular expression, that user should only use uppercase letters. Other than this, user cannot use any other thing other than A to Z capital letters. Next we have small a to z. This is only for lowercase letters. We are telling to user, you should use only lowercase letters by using this small a to z meta characters. Next we have small a to z, capital A to z, or A to Z. This meta characters we will use in our web page in our regular expression for to tell to user you can give either upper and lowercase letters. Both uppercase and lowercase can be typed. And next we have 0 to 9 or /d. This meta character we use for only specified characters. Sorry, 0 to 9. This meta character we use for only numeric. Next we have small a to z and capital A to z and 0 to 9 or slash w. This meta character we will use for alpha numeric. Next we have a comma d comma s. We can give any specified characters in this. You can use ADS or ABS or ACBS. You can use any letter. This meta character we use for only specified characters. Whatever the characters we are using in this meta character format, those letters only will be used to type by user from browser. Next we have a comma operand a comma d comma s. This meta characters we use for exclude specified chars. This we use for excluding these characters. Except these characters, user can type any character in has input value. Next we have slash plus, slash minus, and we have slash dot, and we have slash dollar, and we have slash at the rate. All these meta characters we use for any individual special char. You can use any individual special char from this meta characters. All these meta characters we use for all special characters. User can input all special characters in as input value. Next we have this expression we use in our regular expression to tell to the user user can at least one uppercase letter. Next we have zero to 9. This meta character we use for to tell to user in input value user can type at least one numeric number. This expression we use for to tell to user can type at least one special character as input value. This expression we use for starts with. User should start with this expression. Next we have this expression, this meta character we use for ends with. We are telling to user in input value you can end with this meta character. These are the meta characters and description about all meta characters. Next we will discuss about quantifier and descriptions. Quantifier and description. This quantifier we use for to tell to user in input values you have to type exactly 4 characters. This quantifier we use for to tell to user in input value you can use minimum 4 characters or maximum 10 characters you can send by using input. You can send as input value. Next we have 4 comma. I'm not giving any value, just 4 comma minimum 4 comma max any. This quantifier we use for to tell to user you can give minimum 4 characters and maximum any from this input value. These are the quantifiers and meta characters we can use in our JavaScript. We will see an example to validate password by using alphanumeric with at least one uppercase letter. We will see an example. I will create a HTML file, new file, a16.html, doc type HTML, head section, we have body section, inside body section I will create a div tag, inside div tag I will create a field set, inside field set I will create legend, password, I will use input tag, type as password, ID I will give as txt pwd, I will use on key up event, then I will write a function name which we will write in our script tag. After writing method, then I will call that function. Here I will use a meter tag. Inside this meter tag I will give minimum value as 1, maximum 100, value 0, low as 0, high as 0. Then I will give an ID for this. This is a grade meter. Now in my head section I will write a script tag. After writing code, I will explain the execution process, how our web page is executed. We will discuss about that after writing the code. Inside the script tag, I will write a function. I will name it as verify password. Inside this function, I will create a variable where pwd is equal to document dot get element by id txt pwd dot value. Next I will use another variable msg is equal to document dot first I have to create a span tag. Inside this span tag I want to see the message, either strong password or poor password. I have to show the message in my browser. For that I am giving id is equal to msg. Get element by id msg where grade is equal to document dot get element by id For meter, I have given id is equal to grade. That we have to use here. So I will write a function inside another function show grade. This function will take minimum value, maximum value, and value, comma, low, comma, high. Inside this function, I will write grade dot min is equal to min. Grade dot max is equal to max. Grade dot value is equal to value. Grade dot low is equal to low. Grade dot high is equal to high. I will explain you after writing all the code. Here I am going to use regular expression where regular regexp is equal to I will use a meta character like user have to type capital letter A to Z. /w and minimum 4 characters, maximum 15 characters. This is the regular expression I am giving, and I am writing a if condition. In this, if pwd dot match is a predefined method, a regular expression, I want to print msg dot inner html is equal to strong password. And I want to call my show grade method in this. I want to send the values like 1 comma 100 comma 100 comma 0 comma 0. Then I will write else condition. Inside else, I will use one more if condition. Inside this, pwd dot length greater than 4. Then msg dot inner html for password show grade one comma 100 comma 100 comma 60 comma 80. Then I will write else condition. Inside this I want to print msg dot inner html is equal to weak password, and I will call show grade method. Inside this I will send 1 comma 100 comma 100 comma 40 comma 80. And I have to call my verify password method from my onKeyUp event. Verify password. Just save it, Ctrl S. What we are doing here is I am taking a input value as password from my input element. For that input element I am giving id as txt password, and whenever user is typing the password by using onKeyUp event. onKeyUp event we use for whenever a key is released, then our function will be executed. Execution process will go to our function. Before that, I am writing a meter tag here. Meter tag we use for showing a grade. That grade I am giving a minimum value 1, maximum 100, low 0, high 0, value has 0. I want to show the grade. That's the reason I am using meter tag. Whenever control comes to my verify password, here it will take the password whatever the user has typed. That's the reason I am using document.getElementById dot value. Dot value I am using here because I am taking a value from my user. Then that value will be stored in my PWD. And I am using var msg variable document.getElementById msg. I am not taking any value from user from this msg. I want to show the value from my JavaScript code whatever I am writing in this msg variable. That's the reason I am not writing any dot value, because I am not taking any value into this. I am showing value from this variable. Then I am using var grade variable is equal to document.getElementById grade. This is also I am using this variable I am using to show grade. We are not taking any value from user. We have to show the grade. That's the reason I am not using dot value. Then I am creating a function inside this show grade. Whatever we are getting minimum value, maximum value from 1 to 100, all those values I want to store in this function. This function I am calling from my if condition, like show grade 100, 100, 0, 0. This means 1 will be stored in minimum, 100 will be stored in max, and 100 will be stored as value, and low will be stored as 0, high will be stored as 0. That will be stored in my grade variable. And by this show grade numbers which is stored in my grade variable, by using that values, our meter grade will be shown based on that value. Here I am using in if condition and else condition I am using show grade, and I am using regular expression here. Whatever the user giving input value as password, if it is matching with my regular expression, then my if condition will be executed. Message.innerHTML, in this message variable I am storing strong password has a message. That message should be visible in my span tag, because id is equal to msg. Whatever the id I am using here, that I want to print here. That's the reason for span tag I am using id is equal to msg. Then I am calling my show grade method from here, because user has typed as matching to our regular expression. Then I have to show full grade because it's a strong password. That's the reason I'm using show grade method. Then I'm passing all these values to my grade variable by using minimum, maximum value, low grade, high properties. All these values will be stored in my grade variable. Then that values will be passed to my meter. By using that values, it will show grade in our browser. This is how our if else condition will be executed. Match is a predefined method to check whether our password, whatever we are getting from input value, whether it is matching with our regular expression or not. This match predefined method will check. And in else condition, I am using another if condition to check password length is greater than 4 characters or not. If it is greater than 4 characters, I have to show poor password. Then I have to show grade 1 will be stored in min, 100 will be stored in max, 100 will be stored as value. In low, I am decreasing the grade. Then the decrease in grade will be stored in my grade variable that will be visible in this meter. We will get difference in that meter grade because I'm putting some less values in my show grade, low and high. If password length is less than 4 characters, else condition will be executed. In my message variable, weak password will be stored. Then again show grade method will be called. So we will execute this. Just save it, Ctrl S. Our HTML page name is A16. Now just save it, Ctrl S. Our HTML page name is A16.html. Go to browser. Search for a16.html. This is our web page what we have written. So in password input, I want to input for some value password like 123. It is showing me poor password with meter grade, has red color. Now I want to give whenever I am changing my password to alphanumeric characters, then it is showing me as strong password. If I use only alphabets with only less characters, it is showing me poor password. If I use only numeric characters, that too more than 4 but below, if I am using only numeric characters, that too less than 4 characters, it is showing me weak password. This is how we can work with regular expressions to validate some input values. Like we have taken example as password. This is how we can work with regular expression meta characters. Thank you.